On the program today, we review appointments made by President Bola Tinubu to key security intelligence agencies.
We go through the mixed reactions thrilling the implementation of the new age limit for university admissions.
And on the entertainment scene, a cry for help comes from one of Nigeria's popular music directors.
This is live from Abuja.
A show that takes you through the events that have shaped the week in Nigeria and across the world, from politics, news, entertainment, and sports. Hello and welcome. I am Ademola Lawrence.
I am Jane Francis Mweze.
And we'll begin the show with the two key appointments made by President Bola Tinubu during the week.
Yes, the National Intelligence Agency and the Department of State Services both have new sheriffs to run affairs.
Adiola Oluwatosin Ajayi takes over as the new Director General of the DSS, while Ambassador Mohammed takes over as the new Director General of the NIA.
President Tinubu says he expects that the new security chiefs will work hard to reposition the two intelligence agencies for better results, and has charged them to bring their experience to bear in tackling the security challenges bedeviling the country through enhanced collaboration with sister agencies.
So, of course, those are some of the stories we'll be looking at today. The DSS new Director General, and of course the NIA Director General. I think one of the things that would happen is the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to make sure that these vacant positions are not just there. You know, if you look at the NIA boss who actually resigned from his position, in less than 24 hours, Mohammed was actually appointed by President. And the DG SSS, of course, who has already reached his retirement age, of course, was also had to go. And of course, Oluwatosin Ajayi had to be brought in. And if you look at these two gentlemen, who are, of course, for example, Oluwatosin Ajayi, who started the Nigeria Intelligence, at the DSS in 1990, who started his journey in 1990 and rose through the ranks to become the DGDSS. It was formerly, the last appointment was, of course, in Kogi. They served in Kogi, Rivers, Bayelsa as the DSS director. And I think that this is a good time looking at the security situation that we find ourselves. We don't need any vacant position in terms of intelligence and security in the country. Well,
of course, as the saying goes, nature abhors vacuums. So, I mean, there was no way those agencies were going to be, left directionless, so to say. And it's very good for the presidency to have filled in those positions. And you talk so much about also the fact that some of these agencies, are sending out the feelers that they are very happy with the fact that, for the DSS, for example, talking about someone who rose from the ranks, earned promotions, and not just somebody who is appointed from outside the system. So it kind of makes things a lot better for them, and we see how this also would change or will bring in very good narratives in those sectors.
Okay, of course, join us on the program is a security and public affairs analyst, Senator Uruebu, and of course we will be talking about the new DSS and of course the new DG NIA, looking at the security architecture of the country, intelligence, and what have you in all of the things that will be happening in the coming days. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I think that the better way to just start is with the new security chiefs in play. What should we expect? Looking at first of all, if you look at, let's just lay a background. You look at the IG, of course, by September is supposed to be retiring. That is Eve, of course. And you look at the DSS, of course, who are already gone, and look at the NIA DSS who are to resign. Looking at all of these security and intelligence personnel, and how President Bola Tinubu was able to make sure that there's no vacant position in terms of intelligence and security what does that mean for our Nigeria security and intelligence architecture?
There's a point we use, it says, soldier go, soldier come, barrack remain. So the thing is that we always have change of personnel, either due to the age of retirement or the years of service, or at the behest of the president, who is the commander-in-chief, the #1 chief security officer, and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So he has the prerogative to appoint, especially at the apex level, or sack, except maybe in a case where there is a tenured, but they still have leeway to say, okay, I'm not comfortable working with you, because at the end, the buck stops at the president's table. When people are we start analyzing the performance of any administration, either the glory or the flags or the knocks comes to the president. So that's why every president will always want to work with the security chiefs that they are comfortable with. And in the normal practice, especially in Nigeria, even global, is that most of the presidents want to work with the security chief they are appointed or they are comfortable with. In these circumstances, the president, with the two security intelligence chiefs that resigned or were eased out, he inherited them from the previous administration. I think to even work with them for like a year, he has been, understanding enough.
Yeah.
And I feel it's because of the sensitive nature of that place. You don't just come and then remove without, first of all, analyzing and understanding, so that whoever you want to appoint will also understudy the situation on the ground, and the president will be able to make informed decision who he wants to be replaced. And coming to the situation, the new henchmen, their works are cut out for them, because for over a year since the new administration, most of the focus has been on the economic side, because of the fallout of the fuel subsidy removal, the floating of the naira, and the inflation. And so most people are struggling for economic survival. So the focus on people is to stay alive first. But the state of insecurity has not abated. So it's getting even some people in some cases worse. So the president now, the focus is coming back to the security. So the president will now have to rethink of his security and check, okay, do I need to improve so maybe you need a new reinvigoration. Unlike you cited, okay, the IG, his tenure will soon.
Yeah.
I don't know if the current administration or the president want to toe the line of the
former
president. Who want to leave service chiefs even when their tenure has expired, and it's not as if things are improving until the masses or the public will start raising alarm. For goodness sake, this is a country of over 200 million people, intelligent people in every sector. There's no sector, there's no one that is too indispensable. So if you check, if you, like the president, I expect, if you appoint service chiefs or intelligence chief, he gives them targets and timeline. So I expect certain things to have done. If nothing has been done, you call them to review. There are a lot of people on the line that can even do the same thing or do better or bring fresh perspective. So coming now, there are a lot of security challenges internally and externally. So these new service chiefs or intelligence chiefs have their works cut out for them.
All right. So, I'd like to toe the theorist, line of thought, and because you've mentioned a couple of things, the fact that the presidency would feel more comfortable with working with service chiefs that he appointed, and then because these two areas are intelligence areas, DSS deals with intelligence, also NIA is intelligence, and do you think it's a bit too convenient that one retired and the other one resigned, or could it be some level of it's overdue? I want a change, and instead of me firing you, I think it's better you take the higher.
I think I've said this in a couple of other sister media platforms. I think the present, I think this is at the behest of the president. Like I said, in Nigeria, it's not in our culture for people to just wake up and say, I'm tired, I want to retire, I want to resign. No. But in order not to make it look like he's sacking them, because he has been in good working relationship with them, out of respect, I'm sure he must have called them privately and said, look, it's time I need a new change. So he must, this is my own perspective now. I've given them that respect to say, okay, please, it's time maybe tender your resignation out of respect. I think that's more honorable way of easing them out. And like I said, he has been, you know, it took some people maybe after a few months they change after coming into office. They like to change, but they stayed over a year with him, and of which I'm sure he worked seamlessly with them. So if he decided that, okay, there is a new approach or you need to bring new vision, reinvigoration. Not to stop president, even the service chief of appointing him today, tomorrow, he said, I don't want to work with you. That's the powers the constitution are given to the president. Because like I said, all the buck stops on his table. If the security improves, he gets the credit. If he tanks, he gets the knocks, just like people are. So everything. So that's why he's empowered to choose and scout or look for those he feels that can interpret his vision, bring result. Not that the people that were eased out did bad. No, maybe he need a new hands, new perspective, fresh perspective to interpret moving forward to kind of things you want to do.
So you know, you look at these two security personnel, these two gentlemen. First of all, you look at the years of experience that they've gathered. For example, you look at the new DG, National Intelligence Agency. He's been in the service since 1995. You know, came into the foreign service since 1995. That's a whole lot of experience that he has gathered. Look at the DG, DSS, Ajayi. He has been in the service since 1990. That's more than 30 years. You know, so. And they've served at different capacity. Some were even designated to go to foreign countries to get trainings and stuff. You look at all of those experiences that they've gathered. Do you think that this can play out, knowing fully well that even their predecessors had the same experiences, and we are still at this junction at this particular time?
Getting competence hands, what we call square peg on a square hole or round peg on a round hole, is the starting point and is the basic. That's why people are concerned if you miss that basics, how can you get the other fundamentals? Because that alone doesn't solve the problem. There are other structural challenges that can affect even the best hands. The other systemic challenges that can affect the best hands, but at least you have to start. So even their immediate predecessor, when they were appointed, there was some controversies surrounding them. People felt they may not be the best hands to have, and not that their tenure were bad. It wasn't just that there was also controversy. But now I don't think there seems to be much controversy concerning these ones, from the experience which you also have reeled out. So that's the starting point. Yes, there are the system people. They've seen it all or seen enough, because nobody can see it all. Some life will always throw up challenges that always surprise people. But at least they are well versed and experienced. So that's the starting point. Now, a lot of things comes to play to make or mar people's performance. For example, you may be very, very competent, capable. We've seen a situation whereby intelligence or information were brought to the table of the political office holders, because they, at the end of the day, they are still under authority, and they're under subject to command and control. And if they are not given directive, act on this, that intelligence or report will just be sitting idle there. They will be incapacitated. Or if the system within which they work, or the people within which they work will want to sabotage them, it may limit to the extent to which they can perform. So that's why starting point, appoint competent hands, because competent hands, if they are going to be reformed, if they are going to be improvement, is the competent hands that will even know what to do in the first place. Let it be that they even point out the problem, suggest recommendation, and let it not be as if it's not acted upon. But I'm sure with their experience, we may expect something better.
Okay, sorry, I just want to point out something. You know, when you talked about the structure, I remember that you know, when the new DG for DSS was sworn in, he talked about covertness and studied silence, meaning that probably some of the structure, maybe the DSS, the security service, is veering away from what they were used to, you know, in terms of covertness. Do you think that this is the high time, you know, like he said, that they want to bring back that, you know, while growing up, I don't know if you're in DSS, you know, but now almost everybody on the street can identify where DSS is. How do you think that we can bring back that consciousness, that the security service can bring back that consciousness to what they were initially meant to be?
You know, politics or political environments have diluted, or pardon me to use the word, bastardized a lot of things. It's not as if they still don't operate covertly. Some of those you see are deliberate for branding purposes. Those they don't want you to know, you will not know. I may not know if you are even working as a journalist. You may not know if I'm working. So it's see, if Nigerian, that's why I still come back to political will. Have you seen where the Nigerian security agent, intelligence, police, or they are given a mandate to work? If you see the speed with which they get results, that's where I'm coming from. So it's not boiled down to the directive, the vision, and the will of the political office holders or those in charge, authorities. Now, in addition to redirecting them, I feel that what we see now is mostly their fashion after of regime security instead of national security. And that's where the problem is coming from. Yes, regime or state security is embedded in national security, but the way they are being propped to act is as if they are superimposing regime and states over that national security. But without the people, there will not be state. Without state, there will still be people existing in whatever form. So now, people have come to understand that the apex of security is human security, because people need to even be well alive for you to even talk about any other thing you are trying to. So now you find out that look at the speed with which, if DSS or all these agencies want to track whether they perceive is disturbing government, also opposed to government. If you are like hide in the rat hole, they will track you. Do you see how they're able to track Nadkan and bundle him back here? And some other people currently so-called investigative, and people are asking, okay, if you're able to track these people, you have all the means, what is happening with all these so-called kidnappers that are in TikTok and doing this? So this boils down to come down to the question: what is the aims and objective? What are the vision and mission or policy directive of the government or those giving the directive? If they are given and equipped, they work. I'm sure they have equipped. If they tell you the kind of equipment and facility they have, it's not as if it's enough. There will always be room for improvement. But what I'm saying is, if the vision and the political will and the policy directive of the political office holders does not really align with what they are, then you begin to have this problem. It's still the same, boils down to the use of police and armed forces, whereby there will be, the people are saying there are not enough to even police, but you see a lot of them, those who maybe have some couple of millions and millions, they hire, they will be carrying handbag and carrying umbrella for. So these are some of the things we need to look into.
Thank you very much. It's a discussion, of course, that we can't even exhaust. I'm telling you. We'll take a break. While we'll come back, we'll